Hey there, creepy peeps, and welcome to another Dissecting the Macabre. Today we're going to be talking about Silence of the Lambs. Really quick though, before we get into that, I want to say a quick thank you to my creepy patron peeps for your support of my channel. If you want to find out the perks to being a creepy patron peep, you can follow that link in the description. I say this every Dissecting the Macabre. I don't need to be summarizing this, but I'm going to anyway. Young FBI agent Clarice Starling is assigned to help find a missing woman to save her from a psychopathic serial killer who skins his victims. Clarice attempts to gain a better insight into the twisted mind of the killer by talking to another psychopath, Hannibal Lecter, who used to be a respected psychiatrist. FBI agent Jack Crawford believes that Lecter, who is also a very powerful and clever mind manipulator, has the answers to their questions and can help locate the killer. However, Clarice must first gain Lecter's confidence before the inmate will give away any information. So yeah, there's a summary that was not needed because I'm sure all of you have seen the movie and know what it's about. But Silence of the Lambs was based on the book of the same name by Thomas Harris, which came out in 1988, the book, not the movie, sorry. And interestingly, Gene Hackman was actually originally set to direct and possibly play Hannibal Lecter in the movie, but he did withdraw when screenwriter Ted Talley was about halfway through the screenplay, which then, you know, opened the door for Jonathan Demme. I really hope I said his last name right. I've never known how to say his last name. And then I feel like I always put this in the production of like who could have been cast in the movie. I don't know about you guys. Let me know if you hate that, but I always love hearing that because I always just try and imagine like such iconic roles being played by different people. Like it's just always so interesting to me to think about how the movie would have turned out if other people had been cast. So without further ado, let me tell you who could have been cast in this movie. Actually, Demme's, again, hope I said that right, the director's favorite to play Clarice was actually Michelle Pfeiffer. Can you imagine that? I'm not saying Michelle Pfeiffer is a bad actress, but I cannot imagine her as Clarice. And Foster eventually got it because of her passion for the project. She was really passionate about playing the character, and that's what got her the role. So thank you for that, Jodie. Let me tell you who was considered to play Hannibal Lecter. It could have been Sean Connery, Al Pacino, Robert De Niro, Dennis Hoffman, Derek Jacobi, Daniel Day-Lewis. All of them were considered to play Hannibal Lecter, which again, just some of them I feel like maybe, you know, probably could have done a good job. It just sounds like Sean Connery, like, can you imagine? Okay, now on to some of the themes that are present in the movie. I think some of the most obvious ones that get talked about and analyzed a lot in this movie are the themes of like gender and feminism, because we have Clarice, who is often in the movie the object of unwanted like attention and stares from other men in the movie. And she also, you know, kind of seems like she is taking on male traits to succeed in the FBI. And of course, kind of jumping off of that, we have Buffalo Bill, which is the killer they are trying to catch, whose main thing is women's skin. His thing is wearing women's skin. And that kind of leads into another theme of the movie, which is identity, which Buffalo Bill really exemplifies in this movie. His struggle with identity in the movie. And then of course we have stuff like FBI profiling, which kind of goes along with identity in an interesting way. You know, because they're trying to get into the mind of the killer, like who this killer is, what is his identity, literally and figuratively, so they can catch them. You can also look at Clarice's past, which Hannibal Lecter, you know, points out to her in their talks together, like her past as an orphan and how that has shaped her identity as her present self in the movie. I know the movie is all this weird, it's like her present self, her character's present self in the action of the movie. That was a weird sentence to put together. And I'm going to talk about those themes on my blog, nightmaremaven.com. every time I do a Dissecting the Macabre, I do a companion piece on my blog, which is a more like talking about the themes and analyzing it. Although I'm more gonna talk about the controversy that was surrounding some of the themes in this movie. Now on to reception and influence. Obviously, it was a sleeper hit. It ended up being the fourth highest grossing film of 1991, and it won the Big Five at the Oscars, which my last Weird Wednesday video, if you read some of the comments, I've made it very clear that I could really just like couldn't give less of a shit what the Academy thinks of movies, because they only recognize a horror film like every 20 years or so. But it did win the Big Five at the Oscars, which is huge. The Big Five being Best Picture, Best Director, Best Actor, which went to Anthony Hopkins, Best Actress obviously went to Jodie Foster, and Best Adapted Screenplay, which that's huge. I don't think another horror film has ever done that. Correct me if I'm wrong in the comments. I would love to know if I'm wrong. That would be awesome. And then, like so many other iconic slashers and killers like Freddy, Jason, Michael, Hannibal Lecter is a household name in horror. You know, and there are so many quotes in the movie that, again, people that haven't even seen the movie know. They know the context of it, like the fava beans quote. Like, everyone flippin' knows that quote, whether you've seen the movie or not. And it's just, it's amazing when a movie can, you know, kind of transcends to that level. Do you know what I mean? Like, if you wanted to check out the movie, maybe if you haven't seen it yet, or you just feel like watching it, I'll leave an Amazon affiliate link in the description to the movie. There's no pressure to use that link, but if you do, it does help out the channel a little bit. Like I said, there will be a further discussion on the kind of controversy surrounding some of the themes I talked about in the movie over on my blog at nightmaremaven.com. If you're interested, there were accusations against the movie about like homophobia and transphobia and sexism from the LGBTQ community when the movie came out. So I'm going to talk about that over on my blog if you're interested. Hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. Subscribe if you're new here and become a creepy peep today. I post videos Monday through Friday. Thank you so much for watching, and until next time, stay strange. Bye!